Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Zerek of Zerek Fabrication. This is going to be our first video, and today we're going to show you how to install a Miata roll bar. And along with doing the Miata roll bar, we're going to show you how to install these things. These are our seatbelt tabs. We've been doing these for about the last year. Some of you guys might have had a roll bar that didn't have them. Number one complaint we got, along with many other manufacturers too, is the seatbelts don't want to retract. And they're very difficult, they get stuck. So we tried many different ways, offsetting it, bunch of these tabs, 10 different designs. We finally came up with this special shape, so we've had a lot of success. People are very happy with them. The seat belts are working now and everything. So we're going to show you how to install this roll bar and a bunch of other stuff later on in the future. Today we're just covering the roll bar and seat belt. Okay, so these are going to be all the tools needed to install this roll bar, seatbelt tabs, all that. Your 5/8, this is not your friend. These are going to be, if this is in your hand, you're hating life right now. These are the two lower seatbelt bolts to guide the roll bar in. And then when you're all done, it's for the top seatbelt bolt to adjust that. 14mm to hold all the bolts to secure the roll bar down. 14mm socket with the ratchet. Everyone loves ratchets. Extensions, because you never know. You need an extension. 10mm. You're going to have the most 10mm to take off around the whole package tray, wiring, clips like that. 14, another 14 to hold the other side of the bolt. This, I'll get to this one later. 3/8 drill bit. Most of you have it. This is what you're going to use to drill out the roll bar holes. You can go even one size up. 3/8 is a good pilot. It's the exact size of the hardware used, but you can use a little bigger of a drill bit. Once you cut all your interior pieces, this will be used. Slide that down. We use a bandsaw to cut all the interior stuff. You can use a razor blade, anything like that, whatever you cut. Find one of these at like Home Depot or something. Clean it up. No sharp edges. Flathead. It's going to be for underneath, taking off all the plastic stuff. Kind of a bad flathead I got. It'll work. Panel popper. Some of you have this, some of you don't. If you have a Harbor Freight nearby, go get one of these. Don't break all your plastic clips. Now we'll get to this. We don't really use this. Well, we do, but we don't. We'll use it on the easy stuff. The harder to reach spots in the back where there's not a lot of space, we use this. Works almost the same as a drill bit. I know it's not supposed to, but it has a bunch of little teeth. And it hooks very well for pulling out material to drill your hole. And get right in there on the roll bar, push down, goes through, voila. This tip, I know I got this piece at Home Depot. This tip we got at McFadendale. You could get it online too. It's just like a 3/8 little reamer. I think they're pretty inexpensive, maybe like $12. If you have one of these, especially if you're a mechanic, I'm sure you already got one of these. Go and get one, make your life easy and an impact. Unless you want to do this all by hand. We're lazy, we don't. So that should cover it. If for some reason I need something else, I'll let you know. And then other than these, another big tool you're going to need is an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. I got the sanding disc because you want one of these too to clean up all your rough cuts. There's going to be a little bit of cutting involved. Don't get the super thick not flap discs, but cutoff wheels. Get one of the thinner cutoff wheels that can cut right through sheet metal really easy. Don't get one of those 1/4 inch wide ones. I think they're about 1/16 wide Home Depot Diablo cutoff wheels. They'll work great. I got one right here. Something like that. Just nice and thin. Cuts very well. You have to just use this real quick, just a little bit. Alright, time for the video. Okay, so what you're looking at right here is the rear base plate and backing plate for the roll bar. That plate right there is going to be what's on the roll bar. The tube will be welded here. This is passenger side. Flip it around, there's driver side. This is your backing plate, the two ovals. So, sorry for the loudness. Your base plate, when it's on the car and it's up on the shelf like this, it's going to go like that. That way, all your bolt holes line up and you have some adjustment. If you try and do it the other way, I've seen people get mixed up. They've tried it like that. You're not going to have a bolt hole. I've seen people like upside down. I mean, either way, you're only going to go one way where you're going to have all the holes showing. So I thought I'd show you guys that. Now the second thing is how the bolts are assembled. So you have your 3/8 bolts, 3/8 washer. You're going to put those together. Then you have your 3/8 split lock washer and the nut, 3/8. Your washer is going to go on the oval, because when you go on the oval, the back side is going to be round. That's where you could put your split washer. Tighten that down. Now, if you notice the back side, two ovals, but on top they're round. This is where I take my bolt, 3/8 bolt, 3/8 split washer. Drop it through the round. The split washer should always go on the round. This side is ovaled. So, drop our washer. Sorry, don't know where that one came from. That's the wrong size washer. That's the seatbelt. Washer and the nut. Okay. Now, you'll do this and this one the same, obviously, the same setup, but that's how it should be. Oval with washer, round with split washer. Hope that helps you guys out. Okay, so as you guys were watching from the other view, you're seeing Jordan cut this tab right here. We cut a slot right here. This is for our seatbelt tabs. We do this before we take it off, one, because it's already bolted. It's really easy for us to make the cut, and it's the safest too. At the end of the video, you're gonna see why we did this for our seatbelt tabs. This is only if you have one of our roll bars or you're using our seatbelt tab on another roll bar. Okay, sorry for all the background noise. We have our CNC plasma running. So, once you got this all unbolted, you're going to take it off. And you do not need to remove this upper carpet piece. Simply fold it back, roll it up, and just keep pushing it out of the way. Eventually it'll just stay like that. Okay, so now we're moving on to the inside. You're gonna have this tray here. There's a bunch of bolts all over the place that hold it on all the way around. Take that out, undo these clips. If you have a window defroster, you're gonna have this. You're gonna unclip that, tuck it over. I think this car originally had a window defroster, or if I'm mistaken, all MBs came pre-wired for a window defroster. You're gonna pull this out. You're gonna have to make cuts in here. So here's the part you're gonna have to cut. I kind of always follow this feature line here. Come down, get the hair off this pen. So we come down, we stay along that edge, then we come up, cut over, just on the other side of this bolt hole here, basically where the paint is. You're not cutting out a whole lot. Do that on both sides. This is roughly 3 inches or so over, maybe 2.5, something like that. You're all gonna have that same bolt hole, so just go by that. Okay, now that we got our cuts made, the roll bar can finally go in there. We still gotta clean them up, but next, pull this ground off, undo this wire, pull these away. Make sure you do not get these wires under the feet of the roll bar. Seen it happen many times. And then back in here, there's a little rubber grommet. Just right now push that down. You can see I got it like halfway out. Right there. Pop, there it goes. And all of these can stay, you can keep all that. Just undo your wires. Same on that side. You got a ground and a clip. In the battery cables, you're going to keep the bar on the inside of those battery cables, and they're going to slide just right behind it. You're going to have another grommet back there, push that down. There we go. Okay, show you guys that one more time. Push in on that, push in, and pull this tab up. Goes all the way across. There's the other side. And that little wire can stay out of the way. That's okay. I run this one up on top. For the meantime, these are a pain. Just pull them off their tape and retape them on. These ones, you lift that, those pop out. It's pretty easy. Keep that out of the way. Keep that out of the way. I think that's like the antenna wire. Okay. Once you see it's like that, you can slide your roll bar in. Once you're cut and everything is made. Same with this side. Pop this off. Oh, that's a brittle clip. Oops. Sometimes that happens. Don't be too afraid of it. You could just zip tie that back up or something like that. Sometimes these plastic clips just get brittle, and it happens.
20-year-old car.
Yeah. Push down on that clip, pull it apart. All of this, I believe, all that stays. Yeah, all this stuff stays. We just need that clip out of the way. I'm actually not even too sure if we need to undo everything on this side. I'll let you guys know later. I kind of forgot.
I think on the N8s you do for sure.
Maybe. Push that little grommet down. Alright, we're ready to put the roll bar in. First, before you put the roll bar in, this lower seatbelt bolt right here, take that out. I provided you guys new ones that's a little longer. Most companies give you no bolt for right here. You have the factory one to put back in, which only catches by a few threads and makes it really hard to install this part of the bar. Ding, 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 ding. Jordan, slow shit.
I'm so close. Fuck you.
I won. Tiger's blood.
Alright, Charlie Sheen.
Alright, time to go get lunch. Jordan will be done when I get back.
Yeah. It's done right now, prick. Alright. She good. Send it.
Okay, sorry for the background noise, but we're back. Had to take a lunch break. We're gonna get these holes back here drilled out. As you can see, they're not done yet. This is where you can do one of two things. You can get a really long, like 24-inch drill bit. The soft top folds just enough, and you can get that pilot hole right there. I don't know if you guys can really see that. It's kind of dark. But you can get a pilot hole right through there, get your first one, drill the other two from underneath the car. That's how we do it. You'll even see us right now with our tool that gives us just enough clearance to get right back up in there. Barely, even with this. We're gonna get one hole, and then we get the other two holes from underneath. Makes it really easy. You don't have to pull the bar in and out like other people tell you to do. So that is gonna save you a lot of time. Got it. So this side we kind of moved ahead, had to let the GoPro charge. This side's all bolted down, ready to go. This is where I should really note, we give you hardware and you have bolts, washers, lock washers, and nuts. You want your bolts to be on top where the oval hole is. That's how we do it. So your bolt and your flat washer is always going to go on the oval hole, and then next to it you can see is a round hole on the base plate, and we did the bolt on top with the lock washer over that. Underneath is the nut with the flat washer. The reason you don't want to put the oval or the lock washer on the oval holes is it could grab and actually come off, so it doesn't really compress right. So just keep that in mind and make sure flat washers go on the oval holes. And then for this step, sometimes it's just a really tight fit. You haven't sandwiched the bar down all the way. This side, we probably won't have that problem since the other side's already completely bolted down. Don't worry about using your washers and everything. You could put just the bolt in without any washers. Get your backing plate on. Get your other 2 bolt holes drilled. Get those all mounted up, all your bolts on it. Then pull this one that I'm showing you right now, pull that back out, and then assemble it with your washers. So it just makes it a little bit longer. So don't worry about trying to get all your washers on right away. You can always pull it back out, give you a little playroom. And then this side, we have it all finished up. So I'll show you guys how to trim the interior all nice. And our seatbelt tabs on. Here is the seatbelt tab. Works amazing. Still locks great. Look at this. Look at this. Right? Done. It will kind of grab, but the belt's really short, as you can see. I think everyone's a little bit bigger than that. This bar looks great. Like, this makes me want another Miata for a street car. Our polished aluminum bar on a gloss black car. Amazing. And it goes with his wheels really nice. So this is how you get the bottom. It's pretty easy. Just make sure you have a sharp drill bit. We're going to use the reamer for this still, just because it cuts a lot better. Go for it, Jordan. The one problem with the reamer is it likes to get stuck, but I think our hole's there. Let's see. There we go. Our hole's there. It looks like it's off center, but it's just the camera. There we go. We're ready to put it in, and then we'll get the fronts on. So, yeah, we're good. So back underneath here, you can see we got our backing plate on. And this side doesn't matter which side, nuts, bolts, whatever, it's all round holes, so either way you're okay. So we got everything on. Now we're going to show you the cuts you need to make to get that panel on there. Right now you want to start connecting all your loose wires. Just like that side, we got them connected. Do the same for this step, because you don't want to put that panel on and then realize you forgot to connect everything, because those are your grounds and your car probably won't start. Now we're going to show you this piece. This is the rear partial shelf cover. So draw a line basically connecting from the top of there to the other side of the hole. On both sides it's going to be the exact same. Pretty easy. Stuff's super thin, you can even cut it with tin snips. Okay, here's the panel. Once you made all your cuts, you can install all these bolts here. There's a whole bunch of them all the way around. You see the cuts are perfect, you're not cutting too much off. Oh, and then the wiring. We run the wire underneath the bar, in case anyone was wondering. It's the most out of the way at that point. So get it like that. Next step, we're going to show you how to cut the interior panel. Okay, now we're on to the interior panels. I know these marks just from doing it so many times. You want to stay right along the staples here. Cut straight up. That's going to separate this piece, and then you can bolt it on. this one is going to be a little trickier. You want to cut on this side of that curve there. Cut just on the inside of it. Come down. And then you're going to cut in. And then across. This is what gives the clearance for the base plates. What's this measurement? So 3 inches down is what we're coming out to be. So from here, this edge to here, 3 inches, and then all the way up across to that, follow that seam. That's perfect. For all of you that wonder what this is, that's to hold your seatbelt. Okay, so this step, I'm going to show you how to install this, the seatbelt tab I provided. We gave you a bolt, and then you're going to reuse some of the old spacers. The NAs have a brick. You're going to use that brick. So first off, we got to put all this down. This is already split for you. That's how we designed it on the CNC. So it makes it pretty easy. Just going to slide. Sorry, let me get you a better view. You're going to slide that in the seatbelt like that. Now this is where if you go the wrong direction, you could get it wrong. Bring it towards you always, and then slip it around. It gets a little tight here, but it goes, and it's in. Up and down. Okay, now bolt, spacers. I like running this spacer up like this so it sandwiches it all together. Your other spacer, and you got just enough thread left. So this spot right here, you can get a lot of adjustment out of this design. Keep playing around with it. The seatbelts just keep getting better and better. You'll get to a certain point where they're working almost as good as factory. As you can see already, without any adjustment, we got it pretty good. Tighten this down. Maybe I always put the seat in, get whoever's driving the car in there, have them play around with it where it works the best for them, since they're the ones always driving it, and then lock that completely down. You never have to touch it again. Passenger side, just and throw it. Everyone's different. Hope that helped you guys out. We're almost done with the roll bar install here. Just put the carpet in, trim around. We use an X-Acto blade. It's going to be really dark inside of here, so I don't think I'm going to get a video of that. Other than that, this thing's all done. Just got to put the seat and trim the carpet. We'll get some photos of it pulled out in the daylight, showing how good this roll bar looks later.